Hey guys, so I'm back with another video. Today I've made notes, and when I say I made notes, I made extensive notes. I've made a point-by-point analysis of a person that I want to talk about, and today I'm hitting on the queen herself. Technically she's probably lost her title by now because she's not that important anymore, but I'm gonna be discussing everything that I find wrong with her channel, and by her I mean Zoella. I've seen a lot of comments that are like Marcus and Alfie and all of them lot should just quit YouTube by now. In my opinion, it's kind of like, you know when you have your favourite show and by season 7 your favourite TV show turns into a drag, the storyline is gone, and I feel like every good director of a show or a producer of a show knows exactly when to end it. Like everyone will remember the show as that amazing show that had such an amazing ending, rather than, oh, it was that show that just milked it for like 3 extra seasons that it shouldn't have had. And I think it's the same with YouTube. I think at some point you just need to know when to leave. I've compiled a list of things that I want to talk about when it comes to Zoella. I actually used to be a huge fan of Zoella. Then I grew up. You know, once you get out of puberty, you start to think for yourself. You don't rely on other people's opinions to guide you through life. And I got to that stage when I was about 15, 16, and at that point I was like, damn, their content is shit. But with Zoella, I started to find her problematic but boring all at once. And it's actually quite difficult to be both of those things at the same time, because usually when someone's problematic, they're not boring. They're actually quite entertaining in everything they do, but they're just so too much. With Zoella, she's too much and not enough at the same time. And for someone who's so PG and so family friendly, she's had her fair share of scandals and she has not handled them well. That's all I can say. I feel like some YouTubers have this thing where they do something wrong, but people don't dislike them for it because they can somehow slither their way out of it. Zoella's not the best at handling criticism and scandals. So the first scandal, she was actually driving while vlogging. She wasn't technically the one holding the camera, but she was spending a majority of the time that she was driving looking at the camera and, you know, going at a reasonable pace.
We're still on the motorway.
You probably should be looking at the road.
I probably should be looking at the road.
At least it wasn't like she was stopping at the red light or anything. So she could have killed someone. It's that simple. That was her first scandal, and I'm actually not sure if she ever completely apologized for it, but it was something that people quickly got over and quickly forgot about. The next scandal that she had was her book scandal.
Penguin contacted me a while back, like, hey, have you ever, you know, thought about writing a book? And I was like, of course. Like, I would absolutely love to write a book. I would love to have something that I've done myself, that, you know, has come from my brain and gone into pages and people can buy it.
So she came out with her book called Girl Online, and actually, fun fact, I read the book when it first came out. I'm quite ashamed of who I was as a person back in the day. I actually forgot that I had this because it was at the back of all my books, because now obviously the front bit of the shelf is just full of, you know, beautiful masterpieces, great novels by great authors, you know, who write their own books. I know, shock. Girl Online came out on the 25th of November 2014, which means I was 14 and a bit. I was like 14 and a half years old. Wow. I read it and it was okay for a 14-year-old, like a PG fanfiction. Just none of the sex, but a lot of the cringy. Yeah. I never read the other 2 books because the other ones were like in 2016, and as I said at that point, I just kind of gave up on her content and anything that she was gonna release. So this is the book. Got it in the hardback. Don't know what to say about this. It was decent, and then I found out she didn't write it. Here's where the scandal comes in. You see this? Girl Online. And what does that say? Zoe Sugg. Who wrote this? Not Zoe Sugg. That was her first scandal. She didn't write the book, and she didn't write the books following that book, which there were 2 of. I know. She wrote the 3 books, and the first one was a bestseller and it sold more copies in a week than Harry Potter. The thing that she did when everyone found out that she didn't write the book and it was a ghostwriter is disappear off the internet, because that's how we're supposed to deal with scandals. Not, you know, make a video just saying, hey, I wouldn't be capable of writing a whole book myself, so I thought it would be a good idea to bring someone else in. I would give the ideas and they would word them in a way that's cohesive and makes sense in a book. You know, she could have just made it out to be less of a problem than mainstream media made it seem, but she didn't. She disappeared and then came back and just didn't speak about it ever again, and then released 2 books and you guys still bought them. She could have just stopped there, but she had to go on because Zoella just can't seem to help herself when it comes to getting into trouble. But if you thought, you know, spending, how much was this book? It says £13. I think it was on sale literally like 2 weeks after it came out, so let's say it was £7. The next thing Zoella did is she promoted a convention, a show, shall we say. Tickets started at £30 and ended at about 150, plus, you know, travel and hotels if people were coming from abroad or outside of London. No, it was in Birmingham. Wow, I'm trying shit. And she and Alfie and a lot of other people who belonged to their management, Gleam, promoted the out of this show. Every, you know, video, every vlog, they were just like, buy the tickets, be there. It's not like any other show that you've ever seen before. You're gonna, you know, just see us wander around and you can just come and talk to us, as if they're just gonna wander around to get mobbed. I think we've seen the whole VidCon versus TanaCon situation unfold pretty well to be able to now explain this bullshit. VidCon has been criticised by TanaMojo. You go there and there's meet and greets, there's live shows, live performances, whatever, and that's where you can see your favourite YouTuber. The moment that show is finished, you are separated. YouTuber goes one way, you go another way, because mobs are not something that VidCon can deal with or any other convention can deal with, so they try to avoid that at all costs. So how in the flying did Hello World try to promote the idea of mobs? That's basically what they were doing. They were just like, yeah, Zoella and KSI are just gonna be walking around and you can just walk up to them in a civilized manner and say hi. Yeah, I don't think so. That's not gonna happen, Hello World. If you thought, okay, well, she promoted a show, it was the first year that they did it, she couldn't have known how bad it was and she couldn't have been, you know, involved in the planning of it. She had shares in the company. Now, if you have shares in a company that puts on a show, you should be a little bit more involved than someone who's just attending the show as a content creator. So she probably did know what was up.
We got a bit bored because there's not actually a lot to do, so we came out to get food and Ben wanted to go out of the whole venue, but they don't let you. They don't let you leave the building, even though we've got wristbands. Once you go out, you're not allowed back in, so they're kind of forcing you to buy the food that's here. But
Which is expensive.
I want to say that I'm having fun,
But you're not, I can
because
tell.
I enjoy the people that are here, but I'm not.
Zoella the Scammer comes back again with a bang in the form of an advent calendar. I think I said this in like a previous video. A lot of commentary channels are males. I happen to be a female commentary channel. Wow, that sounds wild. I felt like a lot of the males didn't really understand the whole makeup company advent calendar because some of those advent calendars happen to be £300, but you know you're getting your money's worth because you're getting products that would normally individually cost about £50. So you get anywhere between 12 to 24 of those windows, and it's great value for money. So the actual price of the advent calendar didn't bother me as much as it bothered some guys that made videos about this, because I feel like guys, you know, see the Cadbury advent calendars that are like £2 and they just think, wow, £50 is crazy. No, there's advent calendars that are more expensive than £50, but it's all about the value for money. What was in Zoella's advent calendar was a pen, a pom-pom keyring like this one. Yeah, I got it for free in Superdrug because I spent more than like £10 on makeup. So they gave me a pom-pom keyring that you can now get in Zoella's advent calendar, which costs £50. And other things like that. It had 2 candles, great, but they were like this teeny tiny. You had a little room spray, also really teeny tiny. You can find most of those things for free in hotel rooms. It's fine, you know, everyone makes mistakes, everyone sometimes shoots a little bit too high. But my problem is Zoella didn't feel like making a whole video dedicated to apologising to her loyal fans for spending £50 on a advent calendar. Instead, she made a 40-minute vlog and put the apology at the end of that 40-minute vlog.
So I was editing this vlog that you have just watched, and I thought I would put this little bit in at the end.
And didn't really apologise.
It makes me so sad that a product that I loved and worked hard on, and that loads of you like the product, it is just having that product at the price that was out of my decision has left so many people so upset.
What she did do, in fact, is make you guys feel bad for buying it. All she said was, I was disappointed that you didn't enjoy it. So basically what she did is manipulate them into thinking they are the issue, not her team that made the shitty product. It's your problem because you're not enjoying the product. And she gets away with it. In that same video, not only did she put the blame on her fans, she also put the blame on Boots.
I am all about the creativity. I'm all about getting it from a design to a product. Where my input ends is there. Once that product is done and I'm happy with it, the retailer can decide how much they sell that for. That's completely out of my decision making.
It's their fault that you made a product. So she said that Boots were the one that decided the price and that she created the product and then didn't have any say in the price of the product. What do you mean you had zero say in the price of your product? It was your product, you made it. What do you mean you had zero say in the price? Even if you don't have 100% of the say on the price, because you might not necessarily know how much products like that cost. So you might shoot too high or you might shoot too low, and your management and the company that's going to be distributing the product is there to tell you what the appropriate price is. But at the end of the day, you have a choice whether you agree with that price or you disagree with it. And you agreed, or you made the price. It just blows my mind how much she tries to bullshit her way out of scandals. You made the price of £50, or you agreed to a price of £50 knowing the worth of the product. And Boots confirmed that on their Twitter. You tried to put the blame on them, but they, without even knowing it, put the blame right back on you where it belonged. And then the price got dropped to £25, which I think is still a bit of a stretch. I would not even pay £5 for that. Now, if you thought, you know, the whole scandal with the 3 books and the ghostwriter was enough, she's writing another one. And it is basically Pinterest, which is a free app, in a book. It's a book about being a hostess. It's about how to put on a party, while we all know that Zoella 1 doesn't really invite people over because of her comfort zone, and she doesn't really go out because of her comfort zone. And 3, whenever she does put on any kind of event, all she does is she goes to that company that makes donuts and they send her free donuts and she just brings those along. I wouldn't say you're the best hostess. I would say you're just trying to dabble in anything and everything you could possibly dabble in to scam your fans out of as much money as possible before your career completely dies out. She did take the pictures for her book. She is not writing the book once again. She can put as many clips of her writing the book when really she's probably just replying to emails and going on Twitter. She's also not coming up with the ideas, and a big section of the book is not written by her, it's written by one of her friends.
I've done the intro for spring and I've just started on summer. And it reminded me, because in my initial meeting when we were talking about ideas, one of the ideas I had, which I haven't actually run past you yet, so I was like, oh, I need to do that, otherwise I'm gonna have to hand this in and I'm not gonna have those bits, was that I really wanted you to like add some like mum's tips all the way through it.
Once again, Zoella's coming up with a book that she's not taking a part in the creation of. The last thing I want to talk about is something that is my opinion. I haven't seen many people talk about it. I think Zoella is very patronizing to all of her friends. So all of her friends are either less popular than her, have less views than her, less subs than her, less money than her, less social influence than she has, or are younger than her and are more easily manipulated. Think about it this way. She used to be bestest of friends with another YouTuber called Louise Pentland, and then all of a sudden they would see each other less and less, and now they're nowhere to be seen in each other's channels. Why is that? Because Zoella can't patronize Louise. Louise has been married, divorced, and has had 2 kids. She is older than Zoella and clearly has more life experience than Zoella. So Zoe can't be the expert in that friendship. She can't patronize Louise. She can't manipulate Louise. I just want her to realize that every YouTube channel has an expiry date and yours has come. If you enjoy this, give it a like, comment down below anything you want to comment down below, and subscribe with post notifications on because I make videos kind of regularly. And yeah, bye guys. See you in my next one.